It's the Duffin Up Podcast. What is going on, Duff Daddies and Duff Mamas? And welcome back to another amazing episode of the Duffin Up Podcast. My name is Brendan Monroe, and ladies and gentlemen, we have a very, very important announcement to make tonight. Our sweet prince, the man who was promised the incredible drawer of the ball. You may know him as Mike. You may know him as Michael Adams. You may know him as the one and only Michael Adams. You may know him as Mikey in the sky with diamonds. Our friend,
Mikey in the sky.
Our co-host, Michael Christopher Adams.
All right.
Return to the show. And he's interrupting my intro already. This is
Cut it out. I'm back.
It
is. I'm happy to be here, fellas. I know it's been a while. Hand up there. I know you guys docked the good old paycheck that we get here at Duffin Up. But if any of you guys really like me enough, listeners, like that you miss me, I appreciate you. But I'm sure you garnered a few more in my absence since it's been quite some time. But hey, you guys are chugging along. I'm glad to be here. Let's get to it.
Welcome back, Michael.
We got hate mail from Mrs. Monroe.
Oh geez.
Imagine that.
For those of you only listening at home and they can't see Michael, he looks like a father now. He is a brand new father, and he looks older, wiser, and tired, honestly.
Dude, days are long. It's a fun time. Poppy is awesome. She's growing into somebody and doing things that,
Yes, swinging the golf club too. I've been seeing.
Dude, she comes downstairs every morning. I hop my fat ass on the couch and get horizontal because I'm still wicked tired, and watch her go to work. And she grabs a golf club a lot. Like one of the first items, it's like I kind of pretend it's like a hockey stick, and I just take it and whack a ball around and try and retrieve it as fast as I can and keep whacking it and getting it and whacking it and like showing her like just back and forth with a ball and a stick, hockey like. And she'll go downstairs and she'll hit a ball around for a second. It's like, what? Do it. I love you, Pop.
Guess who's not paying for college? Michael. He learned the system. He knows the golf women's scholarships. Poppy's going, baby. Poppy's going. We're gonna see her out on the LPGA tour sooner or later. We're gonna see Poppy Adams right there. And then
Poppy McElroy. We got the two pops out there.
Poppy McElroy and Poppy. Oh my God! Imagine.
Hey,
that.
If she doesn't get there, it's on me. It's definitely on me. I mean, come on. I take full ownership. How great would it be? How great would it be to see silver hair Fox Michael Adams all the way back, just being her caddy and just being out there.
That bag, bagging,
carrying the bag. And every time she hits a fade, him just staring her in the eyes and being like, you really should have hit a draw there.
She's gonna caddy mine and pay her dues. I mean, before I caddy hers.
Mikey's gonna have. Poppy's gonna have 14 clubs in her bag, but one's gonna be Mikey's like a 7-iron, and he's gonna be asking if he can like take a few swings. It's like mid LPGA tournament. He's gonna be like, yeah, can I just tee one up real quick? I could see that.
And she'll have that Spalding putter right there too. That is the absolute given that she will have the Spalding putter right there.
That tin cup scene came to mind where he says, you can't hit that shot. You're a tour pro. He's caddying because he got David Sims asked him to caddy for his like charity tournament. And he's like, I can knock it on from here. And you got Phil Mickelson and Gary McCord. Hey, Phil, it's Craig Stadler. Your caddy says he can knock it on from here. And David Sims. Oh, you got Brian? Have you seen that movie yet?
I was just gonna say, Mike, you may have been gone a real long time, but nothing has changed in that regard. I'm still yet to watch Tin Cup.
That's okay.
We're gonna have to do a podcast. We're gonna have to do a 2-hour podcast where all of us just sit and watch Tin Cup together, and Brian's still gonna be like, I don't get it.
it's gonna be. I feel like at this point, out of principle, I shouldn't watch it ever, unless it is a
Dude, you
pod.
have to watch it. You have to watch it.
It's an unbelievable movie. It is an absolutely
Inspiring film.
Oh,
Be able to watch it early so you're able to go play golf afterwards because it kind of gets you real horny.
Oh, big time.
Yeah.
Big
so
time.
Ray Romano style, big horned up for golf right there for sure. Absolutely. Speaking of two members of the podcast that did not go on paternity leave and are here, we have
horny.
Yeah, speaking of horns,
The O'Reilly brothers.
Imagine Timmy O'Reilly. Yeah. Speaking of horned up for golf, Timmy O'Reilly. Timmy, how are we doing tonight?
Good morning, everybody. We are filming. It is dark out, but I'm saying good morning. Glad to have the four guys back. It's nice seeing four boxes in the screen. And last week went well. Excited for this week, and let's talk some golf.
Absolutely. Brian, we can't say leading up the caboose because he doesn't like it, but batting and cleanup right here. Brian O'Reilly. Brian, how are we doing this evening? We're officially back. We got the 4-man scramble ready to go. And we're just going to be relying on your absolute bombs of drives as we usually do. So how we doing, bud?
I don't know if I still got the drives in me because it's been a while since I've whipped out the big stick. I've been putting all over my apartment. My Scotty's next to me at all times. In my office, I always roll a few using my Odin golf balls. Which is funny. I think, like, obviously with the sponsorship with Odin Golf, I was like, oh, I'm set for life. I'll be able to have nice, affordable golf balls for the rest of my life. And then I did the president of my company a favor, and he like gave me a present. I showed up to work, and there were four dozen Pro V1s on my desk. So $200 worth of Pro V1s were sitting on my desk. So I don't know where to go from here. Maybe I'll donate them because I have brand loyalty to Odin Golf.
That right there. If you want to talk about brand management right there, Odin golf balls, baby. Look at those. Look at that, Brian. Unbelievable. Wow.
Nice work.
But I'm happy to be here.
Oh, that's unbelievable. Well, boys, I got to tell you. So I did play on Saturday at a simulator, but the PGA Tour right now and Live Tour and everything in the golfing world heating up just a little bit on the heating up side, just heating up a little bit. We came off the Honda Classic, which unfortunately is now a little bit of a casualty in this whole realignment side, which it used to be like up there with the WM as an early tournament, as like a big tournament. And now it's unfortunately kind of, died out a little bit, which sucks. We have come off of Live's opening weekend, which golf wise was decent. I don't know if you guys watched it, but ratings wise was an absolute catastrophe for them. And now we're here at the AP at the Arnold Palmer this week, and we get some news that has been welcomed by some and pretty hated by others. I am one of those that hates it a lot, but we'll get into that with the realignment of the elevated events coming up too. Like it is just all over the place. And of course, if you have watched all the episodes of Full Swing, some of us have, some of us haven't. We will not give spoilers away. I know Brian has just finished episode 4. Mikey, I have no idea where you are on the Full Swing side.
I just fucking told you before the show that I watched it all.
When the hosts aren't listening.
That's all good. But yeah, I watched all Full Swing. I might, I hope I don't give anything away. I'll try and keep it reserved over here.
Yep. We'll keep it up to the Joel Damon episode when we talk about it. So that's all that matters.
I'm gonna watch it anyway, and I know a lot of the storylines already, but
that's why you can't watch any trailers. That's a sidebar here. Trailers for movies and anything.
Hate it.
I'm out. They show you the whole film.
Yeah.
They kind of have to now in order to get people to even buy the tickets to go in the theater. They kind of have to show you all the big parts, and there's no surprises. It's just sad.
So speaking of that, like Shannon's my girlfriend. We watched The Bachelor or The Bachelorette, whatever one is of that season, and then right at the end of the show, they say up next or on next episode, and I immediately turn off because you're right. It gives away the entire episode. You have to because it's ridiculous.
Well, think about it, right? They put a minute trailer in, and the episode itself is only 45 minutes because the commercials are the other 15. So, I mean, that's 1/45 of the episode right there. That you're getting screwed.
I want it to be jaw dropping.
I need some suspense. Yeah, I need that suspense.
Or they'll do it like, especially in those reality shows, they'll do it where like they'll cut a moment where you like someone will say something or something will happen and you think it's much worse than it is, but it's just like such a minor detail, because out of context you're like, holy shit. Like they'll say like, I can't believe he died, and then it'll go in the actual episode, it'll be like a stuffed animal or something like that, and you're like, what? Yeah,
all right,
breaks your heart. Never believe what you see on television, on the internet, and in real life. We're in a simulation.
You can tell we got
we're in the simulation. We are in the simulation. Oh man. But boys, I know some of us have been watching it, but kind of crazy the stuff that came out this week about the elevated events, where they're going with it. I have very, very strong opinions on it, so I will save those till the end. But with their new structure, the 8 elevated events are all going to be 70 to 80 players, 4 rounds, no cuts, very much like WGC events now. And then we'll also have the 3 events at the end of the year, which will be 4 rounds, no cuts. So that's 11 events, plus some of the, funky tour, the CJ Cup, the Chinese HSBC Championship, all those, which are still no cut, 4 rounds. I think that this, I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on this before I give mine, but very interesting time to see these come out.
I think Rory said it best in the last episode of Full Swing. He was talking about that players meeting they had. Remember where Tiger and Ricky showed up together and they all had that players meeting, whatever. And I believe Rory said in that players meeting, they were talking about all these new events that they were doing. And there was a little pushback saying like, I can't believe we have to play all these events, or like mandatory have to like all the top players in the world. But he said it's great for the game. And guys, we've gotten a little soft because what other professional athlete is able to pick and choose when and where they have to play. So this is good for the game. Let's do it. And we need to stop being so soft. And I like the way he put that. I mean, he has a way of just speaking the truth in a nice way that, it's just factual. And I could listen to Rory all day. I mean, he is, especially in that last episode of Full Swing. Sorry, Brian.
No, you're good. I mean, I just kind of piggybacking off of that, just from what I like read online and with like the whole like changing how the cut is, who's playing in the weekend. It's kind of like when you go to like an NBA game and like you go to see like LeBron or Tatum and you're like, I'm so excited to see them, and you save up all your money to go see them, but they're sitting out that game because they want to rest, and you're like, so it's kind of like you go to a golf tournament expecting to see Tiger. Like if you have tickets on Saturday and you're going to see Tiger and he doesn't make the cut, which he always makes the cut. Let's be real. But if he doesn't make the cut, then it's like, wow, okay, so I can't get my money back. I came here literally for Tiger, and you're all the way in Augusta, Georgia, with a return flight in 3 days. So, I personally like that, and I know sponsors also enjoy that, like that too, to get their brands out there, all exposure all weekend long. But yeah, I think it's what we kind of we're expecting, and there's a lot of speculation and same with the game of baseball too, making changes, making moves constantly to better the game, make it more appealing to our I guess our short attention spans, or just reasons that it being slow and pace of play. And so big things happen in the sports world, and can't even keep up with the Netflix docu-series. I got too much going on.
You got to give a stand up O for that little series there, segment, Bry. Terrific.
I don't even know what I said. I blacked out a little bit.
Out. But Brendan, I mean, I know where you're gonna go, I think. And Timmy and Brian are like, it's growing the game, it's making it more appealing to the masses. But like, obviously, I feel like you, Brendan, you value the history and what's been done in the past, and like a cut's been, a cut. There's been a cut in every golf tournament ever. Like, and now you have a series over with Liv that doesn't have that, and it's like pushing back with the PGA. You just got to let go. I feel like you just got to let go to what was. Like, obviously everything's going to change, keep changing, evolving. It already has, and I just, it's sad a little. It's definitely sad a little, but
yeah, I have many thoughts on this. This was gonna be titled "Return of the Mic" for our podcast, but it may also be just Brendan rants because of the amount of rants that I could do just on this topic. My biggest issue here, and my biggest thing with why I like Liv, but at the same time I still gravitate more towards the PGA Tour, is the fact that the cut is a big thing, and I have been a very big proponent of no matter what, those guys should be paid, and I still think that. And this year they're finally doing that, which is good. But my biggest thing is, like, we have these amazing events in the full swing, and Brian, you may have to earmuff right now, but in episode 7, where we have Sahith Theegala, who is barely a top 200 player in the world at that time. And he gets a sponsors exemption into the WM, which is 156 players. And out of nowhere, this guy ends up finishing second, and very well could have, and if we're being honest, probably should have won that tournament at 200th in the world. That's gone now. That won't happen next year. Like, Sahith Theegala will play because he's now a top 50 player, but you're not going to get what we just got with Eric Cole, who finished second and is a PGA Tour rookie at 34. Like, those are the stories. That's what I watch golf for. I watch golf for good golf, and also the stories of the player. Like, you
giving
get
the little guys a
chance.
chance.
You get to hear that Chris Kirk is, coming back after 8 years, and it's first win in 8 years. And he talks about his sobriety. He talked about how he had all these demons, and he's fighting it his way back to that. And he almost lost his tour card, and he finished, second place in the Hawaii Open. I think it was 2 years ago, and able to keep that. And now this is his first win since he was an up and comer guy. We're not going to get that anymore. And it makes the PGA Tour now, there are very specifically A events. Like, there have always been A events, but there has never been really during the year, besides the major championships, there has never been such a stark contrast where there were invitationals, there were classics, and there are opens. Like, we can't call the Waste Management Phoenix Open the Waste Management Phoenix Open anymore, because it's now a closed event, and it is now an invitational. We cannot call
16 still going to be rocking.
I agree. It's going to be unbelievable.
Double.
But it's
going to be rocking double for 4 days now.
Brendan,
I'm so with you. You're making some good points. You should keep going.
No, I just think there's so much history about, like, what we talked about with the Honda. Honda was one of the first big sponsors of the PGA Tour, and they had that sponsorship for 35 years, 35 consecutive years at that tournament. And they dropped it because of the fact that this is coming through, and they're like, we're not going to pay X amount of money for your B-list tournament. And that's going to be the thing. Like, I was petrified that the RBC Heritage was going to be that until I still don't know how it's an elevated event, and they may lose that because it's the week after the Masters. What happens if you lose that tournament? Then you're now a B-list tournament. You're now, okay, instead of getting, 8, 7, 6, 5 out of the top 20 guys, you're lucky to get 1. And, you may get 6 out of the top 50, whereas it's 50 out of the top 50 at these other events, which is great. And I'm happy for that. And I'm happy they're all playing together. but you've taken away kind of you've taken away history on that side, especially. I completely understand why they don't want a cut, because what happens if Rory has a terrible round and goes out and shoots +6 and then he doesn't play the weekend, and you have Rory fans there who are like, where's Rory? Where's Rory? I get that. It's exactly what Brian said with the LeBron thing. Like, you're paying to see the star. Well, sometimes the stars suck. Like, sometimes they don't play good golf, and they shouldn't be like, still get paid for it. Like, you're still doing your labor. You shouldn't be there on the weekend if you can't be in the top 65 and ties of an event. And so now they're just saying,
fans
okay,
always have known that, and they've always expected. They've never known anything different, So golf fans always go into Sunday saying, "Hey, this could be a wild leaderboard. I have no idea who it is, but I'm going, baby."
Yeah. And now that's gone. Now I just get to see, like, I think that they may have had these changes coming down anyways. I think Liv just significantly expedited them. But if I wanted to watch this type of event, I would watch Liv. And I do watch Liv. Sometimes I think it's a good product. This week it was a trash product, and I think most people would agree with that. Like, it kind of stinks. But like, what happens if your stars aren't playing well and it's a 72-hole event and Rory's tied for 61st and Justin Thomas is tied for 50th? And your whole point of this was you wanted Rory versus Jordan in the final group. You wanted Xander versus Patrick Cantlay in the second group. Like, that's great. What happens if they're playing like garbage? And then, you have a Sahith Theegala who gets super hot and he comes through and he could have won the event. Like, I am so.
Hey, those guys are still. Sorry, Brennan.
No, it's fine. They're still PGA Tour players, but they're cut out of.
And those A events, there's going to be B events that week somewhere else. They're still going to be playing for money somewhere, and crack the top 70. Get in the top 70 then. I mean, it's a new way of thinking. You just got to move on. It's like you said, it's been expedited a little quicker than, and they're just throwing a ton of bricks on top of you, and you just got to keep chugging along, getting fresh air.
And obviously we're a golf podcast, so we notice when they're like, oh, they're dropping the Honda Classic, they're changing things around, they're doing all these new money things. But to an average golf fan, it's just like, all right, they still have the Masters, they still have the FedEx Cup, they still have, they're still going to Augusta, the US Open, sign me up. They're going to St. Andrews this year. Where are they going? And then, but think of it like baseball. Baseball is going through all these changes where they might have a pitch clock. They're going to eliminate all the shifts, like in the infield and everything like that, based on
hate that.
And I agree with that, because I'm a traditionalist. Play how the hell however you want. But to the average baseball fan, they're like, are they still going to have October? Are they still going to have an All-Star game, a home run derby, whatever? I don't really care. Just play baseball. I'll tune in, because in reality, if you're not going to tune in to watch the Honda Classic, you're going to be watching Netflix on your couch. If you're willing to, whatever. But to us, we'll tune into the Honda Classic. But so what I'm saying is, and Brendan, isn't there a clause that they have to play 3 additional events, as well as four additional? Yep. So it came to mind where, like, at TPC River Highlands, great event. I'm not sure if it's I don't think it's an elevated event.
It's an Travelers.
Is it?
Yeah, it's an elevated.
Well, then say it wasn't an elevated event. I would be like,
we'll go, for example, the 3M Open in Minneapolis or the Rocket Mortgage in Detroit, something like that.
Right. If I'm living in that area, I'm going to be pissed because the people aren't coming to my event, which has always been a good event. At least there's 5 or 6 top 50 players in that field and whatever. But that's the only time I would really notice it.
Maybe Honda's been doing a B-level job, 3M, right. They've been doing a B-level job, they haven't. RBC, Brendan, it's been doing an A-level job. You get in the top events. You just got to hold tight. Hopefully it's not like a relegation soccer league here where you can get thrown around like I don't know.
Yeah, I just think, at least for me, it's you look at it and you're just like, where's the difference? Like, where's the difference now? Honestly, put in a shotgun start. Like, I'm almost to that point where I'm like, just put in a shotgun start. If this is all, like, you have an A list and you have an A group and
I'd be so confused out there if I was watching. If I was a patron of the shotgun start, I would not know.
It's like, what hole are they on? No, like, legitimately at a live event, I would have no idea. Like, I would have I do think that live on Sunday should go back. Like they have the opportunity to like actually do like the old school, like 1 through 18. I think they should do that. But I'm just like, I'm so disenfranchised by this because I understand like, you know, what would have happened to the Travelers for if the Travelers was not picked as a designated event. Like, how many guys would you get to see in New England where we only have that one tournament now, unless it's
Cromwell, Connecticut, which I've never even heard of it outside of the Travelers.
Like who, like we don't have the Dell Technologies Championship anymore that we used to have in Boston at TPC Boston. Like there's no other, the closest we get is really the New York tournaments. And sometimes those aren't, you know, the Northern Trust is gone now. So it's just like, I understand the point of like, okay, it's great. It's an elevated event. Like, but what happens if it wasn't? Like those events are screwed. They're not going to get good sponsorship. Like the PGA Tour cannot go to someone and be like, hey, we need you to like kick in on this money for, you know, this is going to be like an $8 or $9 million event. These are now all going to be like, I mean, I don't want to like put it that badly, but like they're going to be like the Bermuda, and, you know, they're going to be like, we're going to get more Hondas than we've ever had.
Right.
Because these guys don't like they have nothing to go and play for. Like it's not an elevated event. Why would I waste my time? I'll pick these 4, which will probably be like around my house or like where I live. So like, you know, no one really lives in Cromwell, Connecticut during the winter time when they're a PGA professional. They're all in Jupiter. They're all in Arizona. They're all in, you know, they'll play the Florida swing or they'll play the West Coast swing. And that's it. And then they're just waiting on the elevated events. I just can't. I understand it for the FedEx Cup finals. I understand you want that for the top 70 play. I understand why they did that for the top 70 at the end of the year, because that's an entire points year. I just cannot get behind only 80 players at a big event. And then you're closing out, you know, 70 other guys who earned their tour card, by the way, 70 other guys who have a PGA Tour card, because 150 players have a full PGA Tour card. So 70 of them are not playing, plus sponsor. Like there's no more sponsors exemptions. It's like, what are we doing? What are we doing here? It makes me upset. I'm sorry. I know I'm going off on it, and I apologize.
No. I like that you're advocating for the little man, for the little guy. But
yeah, I mean, what we saw last week, like Eric Cole is only playing in the Arnold Palmer this week because he finished second last week at that event. He wouldn't get that opportunity because he doesn't have his OWGR points at, you know, a certain amount. And then he would have been playing at the freaking, where is it this week? The Puerto Rico Open, you know what I mean? Which is great. Like he would have gotten FedEx Cup points and everything like that still, but like he went out and shot even today. Chris Kirk went out, won the tournament, and today he's 5 under and he's tied for third. Like it's going to a place where it's no longer like, I mean, yeah, I understand, Brian, what you were saying too. Like this has changed. A lot of times change is good. Innovation is good. We need to do this and that. But I think it definitely tiers the tour. And it's just like, I don't like that. If I wanted that, I would watch I would watch all those 48 top 48 guys go to Live and do that.
As a summary, Live changed the status quo, and this is the PGA Tour's reaction to what they think is a reaction to their change and to make the PGA Tour better. Yes, some people are going to be hurt by it, and I'm sure that this isn't the final thing. They're going to be changing it throughout, you know, in fixing and tweaking and stuff like that. So to be determined, to be continued. We'll see what happens within the next few years. I'm sure.
Little guys are still gonna win. You know, they're still gonna have those stories. Life will travel on.
We'll see. We'll see.
That's Mike, the new father. He's carrying along, moving along.
I think we should move on.
Thank you, Mikey. Well, I will say, speaking of Live,
I was going to say Brendan Rants and on Mikey comeback. That should be Brendan Rants. He called it. he let you know. I love Brian and Brendan though, and Tim. I mean, you guys are in this. Great segment there. I didn't mean to move it along. I loved every fucking second of it.
Thank you, Michael.
I'm
Segment
confused.
2.
I'm getting mixed signals here. That was I'm confused.
Oh, man.
No, Brendan just took like maybe a minute or two long to deliver.
As is tradition.
These are follow-up notes that you got to be giving him.
I know, really, right? Like instead of show notes, we just have how Brendan can be better on the podcast. Like
Just no, Mikey's
tidbits.
Mikey's tidbits.
My request on like a little shorter on the pod time would be huge.
Just wrap it up. We gotta get like
We're working on it.
I'd be able to get here more. I don't want to. I hope I can be back soon. I don't I don't want to say I'm going to be back every week, guys. I don't want to set myself up for. I know I Brendan. If you want to kick me out, you can kick me out, kid.
That's not happening, Mikey.
I love you, kid. I love you.
But speaking of like timing and just anything how the year's going by, it's already March and
dude,
starting to get a little warmer.
It sure is.
Brendan, you were out there playing, grinding.
I was out there 2 weeks ago playing when it was like 50 degrees on a lovely day.
Dude, every time I wake up, Brendan's going out. Every time I wake up, I get a Brendan Noti from Birdie, 18 birdies.
And then freaking last week, it just decides to be 10 degrees for no reason. So I did go to 5-iron golf in Boston with a couple friends. That was very fun. Yeah, that place is great.
Yeah, give us a review.
Where'd you play?
Pros and cons.
So we only got through 6 holes at St. Andrews because we had an hour and a half on the timing, and my friend Marcus, love him, brand new golfer. And so, like he's just kind of getting out there and he's just swinging and we're just having a good time. It's a great
hammering
place.
That concede button. Hammering
at
that
9:30 in the morning. At 9:30 in the morning, sold out.
That's when you went?
9:30 in the morning.
Bro, what?
We got there at 9, jammed out.
Dude, I didn't know simulators were open that early. I've never even considered going in the morning.
Let me tell you, there are people out there who, Tim, they're Ray Romanoing for golf. They are.
Oh, I bet.
They are horned up. They were that place. We could get a time at 9:30, or we could get a time at 9:30 p.m. Everything in between.
I would have taken PM all day, but like tell us about it. Like, is it only like simulators? Is there like a putting green? What is it like? I don't know. It was
sim only, and then we did putting by handicap. I don't know how you guys feel about it. Just simulator putting just doesn't. It's gotta be like a automatic 2-putt within like outside of a range or something. We did it by handicap. So it was like if you had a 10-foot putt, there was like, for example, for me for a 12, I had like a 40% chance of making it. You know what I mean? Like that. For a 20-foot putt, like I had like an 80% chance of 2-putting, stuff like that.
I have to say, in the local Boston area, and I feel like I shouldn't be showing my cards. I was just perusing through the Mick Golf driving range golf I guess practice facility, and they have a simulator, and I don't think many people know about it because it was wide open. Like there's
who has a simulator?
Mick Golf in Dedham.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
interesting.
They got I think 2 bays, and when I was looking, even on the weekends, there was nothing booked. So a little tidbit there. It's probably not there's probably no drinking or food or anything, maybe BYOB, but I'm just like, if you're really, really, really aching, then that might be
I will say the nice part about 5-iron, full bar, and like decent. We didn't get any food, but it's like decent food. And if you bring in like coffee and other stuff, they didn't say a word. Like if you brought in like like my buddy brought in a breakfast sandwich, they were just like, yeah, go ahead. Like, doesn't matter. Like it's 9:30 in the morning. We don't expect you to buy shit from us right now.
I'm having the hardest time even wrapping my head around this 9:30 in the morning thing. I've only ever been to a simulator where I'm like, it's at night, I'm boozing and all that. Like I've never even considered a Dunkin' run before going to a golf simulator. That's crazy.
It was so cold that day though. That was the thing. And like I had a buddy who was like, I can do it in the morning, and we were looking and it's like, shit, this is the only time that we can book this. You know what I mean? So we're just like, all right, we're going to book it. And I was like, there's probably not going to be a lot of people there. Like, that's okay. We'll just banged out. It was unbelievable.
Now, consideration, like good enough where you would consider like one of those memberships that they offer, like monthly passes or along those lines.
It'd be nice, but at the same time, like since I'm not in Boston anymore, since I'm back down here, like that would be tough. And then during the summertime, like I'd never use it.
Right. Yeah. I know you could buy like month by month, which I think everybody will do in New England or in
Yeah.
Boston. Like why would you go indoors when you can be outdoors? But yeah, it's I mean, I like I said, I got the MetaQuest, the VR golf headset for a golf plus. And that's the closest thing I got. I'm out there playing Pebble Beach. I'm out there playing Kiowa Island. And so it's that's the closest thing I got, or I'm just rolling putts on my carpet. So
Brian showed that to me. Brian showed that to me last weekend. Dynamite. It was so cool. I'm sitting there at like Wolf Creek, like the golf ball's ready to be hit off the tee.
Tim would go like 5 minutes before hitting a shot because he's just like exploring, walking around the course.
It was so cool.
But is that a real wolf?
Yeah, you guys
look at the creek.
Awesome.
It would be, the experience would be 1,000 times better if my boys got it themselves, because if we could play together online, and it would be great. But I mean, it is obviously a steep purchase just to pull trig on. So it's hard for me to encourage anybody. But I've been trying to really get people to get a headset, because Matt Sheridan is the one who like encouraged me to get in, and then another coworker that I have. So like I have two people that I could potentially golf with, but I haven't golfed with them yet, honestly, just because they only really do it on the weekends and I'm doing my thing. So it's like, if you guys were to get one, like it's just electric. But
That's
how about we
awesome.
just play some real golf as it's getting warmer, I guess.
Right.
Get outside every once in a while. My golf course, Fresh Pond in Cambridge, just sent out that the season passes are going on sale in 2 weeks, so on the 16th. So jumping on that. Again, just to do that thing, go out golf before in the morning. That I'll do a morning round then, but that's because it's real golf, not a simulator. But are you guys? I mean, Brendan, you got the Pawtucket thing going. Are you doing? Is it Hazleton?
I don't belong at Pawtucket anymore, unfortunately.
Okay.
Well, I didn't belong last year either, but yeah. Oh, me and Mikey will be getting morning nines ready to go. Like that's gonna be a thing.
I
So
can't
get ready,
wait.
Timbo. You're coming. I mean, Brad guy, if you want, I mean, you are welcome to come. It's gonna be a hell of a drive.
Yeah, but do they offer like season passes or membership?
Sure don't. Sure don't. Got to pay
like,
every time.
Would you
every time?
Would
and
you?
they prefer cash. I'm like, we're running a bit of a racket here. Like they'll take the card, but like every time I give my card, they're just like, oh, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, guys, you have the square right there. Like it's right there.
Like I'll do it. Yeah.
I will say though, they opened up their restaurant, the bar. Mikey, have you been in yet?
No, I haven't.
Very nice.
Have they
nice.
done the driving range? Is that open?
No, they haven't finished that yet. I think that's going to be done by next year. It didn't seem like there was
Sense
but I think they're going like kind of all out on the driving range too, though. I think they're putting in like like bays and everything like that.
Wow.
Shannon made the suggestion that I go to there's a golf course 8 minutes away from me, Blissful Meadows. She said, go down there, see if they're hiring people to drive the range card or something. And I'm like,
that wouldn't be bad.
I've always wanted to do that. Can you bring your brother to work day if you do that?
Right. But just to do like a few hours a week there and then be able to play golf for free as an employee.
That'd be awesome. 8
That'd be
minutes,
great.
Tim?
What's that?
8 minutes away.
8 minutes.
That's
or you
driving range, grass driving range, 18 holes, like full length. I gotta do it.
You could be maybe the first ever nice, pleasant starter that a golf course has ever seen.
Oh yeah.
Well, Palm Springs, Palm Springs in Disney.
That's right.
I will say resort
that guy
courses. So Hilton Head, they're all very, very nice.
It's the South. I mean, New England, everyone,
New England
all the starters are just miserable. It's like, why are you even here? And like, why are you so miserable? But down south, yeah, they're nice because it's nice all year round.
I'm going south. So Zavarian has a playoff game tomorrow night, and then if we win, I think we play Monday or Tuesday. But we booked tickets like a week or a month ago to Florida because Bryn's parents are down there for like 2 months till like the 25th of March. So even if we win, we're just gonna push our flight back. But we're going Tuesday or next week till like the 21st. So I'm questioning whether I should get
ship
on.
sticks.
Yeah,
Ship sticks.
should I? Like, I should, right? Like,
Why not?
It's
I know.
cheaper. I mean, I know you don't have status, but no, it might be cheaper to do ship sticks because you can do there and back for one price.
And it's just nice because it goes right to wherever you need it to go. And,
That is true.
But I mean, yeah, Mike, you'll be kicking yourself. But if you don't bring it, you could easily find a course that has rentals.
Oh,
Like,
for sure, yeah.
You're getting out there.
You could even rent for like, I'm sure you could rent for a couple, like you could go to like a golf shop down there and be like, can I get like a 3-week rental? And they would probably give you like some demo clubs for like $100 or something like that.
But it probably costs $100 to ship them down anyway. So
yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Would you rather have your own clubs? Like, I think ship sticks is cheaper. Ship sticks might be 60.
Yeah, it's just
they got insurance on there, right? Like if they F up or
if they lose your clubs, yeah. If they lose your clubs or if they mess up your clubs,
or they break them, yeah. Just like take a lot of pictures before you pack it and put as much money. Like they have so many different tiers of insurance that you can buy, like price points, and just put the price of the cost of your clubs. And yeah, exactly.
Hey, newly fitted in July, you guys know, and every day you're just trying to get more and more comfortable with your set of sticks.
Oh,
I know they may have been the last set of you may have the last set of Ben Hogan's ever made.
Might have the last Hoagies.
I went down. Well, actually, when I was down in Hilton Head, I checked my golf clubs and brought them on in my bag, and I remember looking out my airplane window and then seeing those guys toss, and I'm like, never again am I putting myself through this. I'm shipping them any chance I get, because I don't even just like out of sight, out of mind. I don't want to be able to have the opportunity to just just see the abuse that my clubs are going through. But that's the way to go. That's exciting though. Mike, you'll be when are you going down there? When about?
When Zavarian is out of the playoffs until like the 21st, so like a week and a half, 2 weeks.
That's I'm jealous of your warm weather.
I'm gonna work and just I'll have more eyes around Poppy after work, so I'll definitely be able to get out and play. And
you should even if you don't bring your sticks, you just carry on your Spalding putter. Just
dude, I've been thinking about carrying on clubs, couple clubs, like.
That'd be outrageous. They would look at you and they'd be like, no.
I'd love to see that. That would be the funniest thing.
But it's just a putter.
Right. Yeah.
Be like, sir, that's a weapon.
Hey, for Mike on the course, it's a weapon. Ayo, man's a killer on the greens.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
We can cut that out.
We would cut it out if I knew how to edit well, and I sure don't. So we will not be cutting that out. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. But yeah, no, we got until that, but very fortunately, one of the Duffin Up boys will be in a nice little simulator tournament this week. So looking forward to that. We got our friends, the Cape Cod Golf guys. They sent a formal invitation to us to join them at Madness at the Mats, as they call it, which is at Champions Indoor Golf, which is right across the street from one of the Plymouth Country Clubs. So that should be very nice. So I'm very much looking forward to that. So got my buddy playing with me, and we'll have a grand old time there.
Let's go.
Where is that one, Brendan? Sorry, I missed that.
Champions Indoor Golf. I think it's right across the street from what's it called? The place where you can be a member for the day in Plymouth. Oh, I always forget the name of it.
Good luck. Represent us well.
Who you got riding your coattails?
I got my buddy August coming with me, so it'll be fun. So we'll have a good time.
That just picked up golf.
Huh?
No, that's Marcus.
Oh,
that's Marcus. No, Marcus can't.
Wow,
Marcus can't come yet. Marcus needs 2 years down the line.
Yeah, they'll be doing the after round raffles, and you guys are on a hole 2. Yeah, you guys are.
Oh my.
They'll be holding the tournament up.
Oh my God, how funny would that be?
Brandon, is this Marcus who inquired about insurance with me?
Yes, same Marcus. Same Marcus. He's bringing up. He's coming up. So that should be he's doing his best. He played pretty, for a first timer, he was like actually getting really, really good contact. So I was like, damn.
Now, the B-Man, I saw your most recent Instagram reel. What's
Pine Hills, by the way.
What's that?
Pine Hills, by the way, it's across the street from Pine Hills. Be a member for the day. Got to be a member for the day.
Oh, that whole area, Pine Hills. Then they got what else is right there? Crosswinds. That whole area is elite. It's just like a little bit further than you want it to be from Boston, but those courses are nice.
Yep, and our boy, the greenskeeper Daniel will be there, so I'm excited to see him. There should be a couple of other good guys there, and then they've got a couple of other tournaments coming up this year, which we will have. Hopefully, we'll have coverage at all 4. We got to figure that out, but I know for a fact I cannot play in at least one of them. Hopefully just one, but we should be pretty good on it.
I watched a little of that Daniel the Greenkeeper one. That was good shit. That guy's awesome. Shit.
Yeah, can you get him back? We need him back.
We'll get him back.
The best voice, the best New England voice.
My God. It's the perfect New England. It's the perfect like Boston, New England accent. It's amazing.
I woke up one morning with Poppy and threw that on, and it was nice. It was very casual, and he was nice to listen to. It was sweet.
It's like hearing your uncle. It's like hearing your Uncle Timmy talking about or Uncle Johnny talking about the Celtics back in the day. He's just got that nice little accent right there too, which is great. But yeah, so we should be there. We'll hopefully meet a couple good people there. So that should be good. Bring in Odin golf balls. So that's all that matters. We'll be giving away Odin golf balls there.
The simulator?
Oh yeah. And the best part is you can't even lose these bad boys at the simulator. It goes in the water. You just go and pick it right up. That's all that matters.
I'd be finding a way for sure. Hitting it into the rafters up above.
Well, that was the funny part at the at 5-iron. They're like Callaway they're officially like Callaway affiliated. So they had like a lot of really nice like Callaway stuff there, and they're like here, like play Callaway ball, like they have Callaway balls for you and everything like that. And I just took out the Odin ball, and they're like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "This is my golf ball." Like I was like, "This is my golf ball. Leave me alone."
I love it.
Brand. That's our brand. There it
brand is. Loyalty. You're loyal to us. I told you guys, if Liv ever gave us money, we would instead of the Duffin Up podcast, we would have been the Liv podcast so quick. Quick.
We sell it. We sell out real quick.
Out so hard.
Speaking of that, my brother, Timmy and Brian, he texted our little group. My brother's doing like 12 pins for each of the different teams. I guess it's going to the golf courses or something. So he's like, obviously, if he's selling lapel pins to people that are buying them and he's making money, he's like, yeah, go Live. Let's do it. Right. Let it ride.
Yeah. Right.
Hey, once money comes into it, you're like, all right.
Oh yeah. If anybody gives me money, I'm their biggest fan. Yeah. So he's pumping out Live golf pins, which is pretty awesome. That's just like, doing any major topical sports organization it's right up his alley. Too bad Chris stinks at golf.
We have to be nice.
Kidding. He's gotten so much better. He's probably getting better than me at this point anyway. But he does it so
he has his moments. He always has his moments.
He does it so nonchalantly. It's frustrating.
Good and bad. Bad.
Yeah. But yeah, no, that's a cool update. Yeah, I forgot about that. I'm surprised you didn't bring that up earlier when Brendan was doing his live rant.
It wasn't just it was actually not a live rant. It was more of a
yeah.
If I'm being honest, it was a PGA Tour rant.
Yeah, that's true.
Like it was very much a PGA Tour rant. It was not a live rant. It was not a live rant, and it made me upset. But we won't go into that again. We will be posting that on the reels and the Instagrams and the TikTokies and all that nonsense. But we should be good on that side.
TikTokies.
The TikTokies. It's the best. It's the best. All right, boys. Well, this was fun. Mike, it was great to have you back, buddy.
It was good. Look at
Do
that.
we have to
I mean,
Tim, go. We should go through our questions.
Like, do you have any hole-in-ones?
no,
Hey,
nonsense.
Hey, what would you guys rather have in your backyard? Would you rather have a full-scale, wicked nice short game arena with like a green, a couple greens and a bunker, or would you rather have a driving range?
I'd rather, like, if you're asking, I'd rather have like a 75 or 50 yard and in, like, chip to a putt, like green.
Yeah.
I don't need the range.
Right. That's what I was thinking too.
What could be cool, what would be very cool, is if you had enough land where it's like you have that 70, 75 and in area right there, and then you have the woods behind it, and you just that, and then since you have no neighbors or anything, you can just drive it into the woods.
Right,
That would be fun.
Tattoo it into the woods. Yeah.
Absolutely tag it.
I mean, it would be more fun to have a driving range, wouldn't it?
I get, but like,
You can then
if
get
you
the
don't want to
balls
cut
back,
down the
like, you can
woods,
see it
we
go
are
longer.
environmentalists here, Michael.
Why
We
you trying
are
to make
trying
it
to
into?
save
You
the
always got a
trees.
loophole. You always got a loophole.
Brendan's trying to get best of both worlds, and Timmy didn't. He said one or the other, and you're like, I want both.
Both, baby.
He put a green on the island that we're hitting off of.
I don't need to settle. I am a material girl. I don't need to settle, guys. Okay.
I'm curious about Brian's answer though, because Brian might be different. Brian might like to get our full range out there.
No, I really need to work on my short game. so I think in the immediate future, if it was happening tomorrow, short game all day, and then once I get lights out from there, then I'll be terrible off the tee, and then I'll have to switch. So I too am gonna go both, but at different times. They're never at the same time.
Okay.
We can swap. It's like, no, it'll be like you get my short game thing on the weekends. I'll go to your range on the weekends. We'll swap every once in a while.
I want to have the hole. I want to have like the ability to like. I mean, drive.
No, Mike wants to hear the sound of the putt go into the hole.
I'd definitely go short game all day. I also ain't walking all that. If I have to go pick that up, I'm hiring Tim to do my range picking.
Tim's driving around.
Yeah.
Tim's got the truck right there. He's just got the little ball thing on the back. He's just like, wee.
Yeah. No, I mean, the range is one of my favorite places. Any golf or driving range is one of my favorite places in the world, because you just go there and like, if I'm frustrated, angry, sad, like you go there and you forget about everything. That's the golf course in general, but it's definitely boring. Like I don't approach driving ranges with the practice routine often. I just go there and hit them. Whereas chipping and putting, it's always strategic, trying to get that feel, just always chasing that feel.
Definitely. I was gonna say, Timmy, I'm surprised Brendan didn't say I'd rather have a driving range, because then I could just build like a wedge area and a green and
right in the middle of it.
Could have said that too.
Because there's so much space.
Loophole.
That's kind of like
always getting hey, you guys got to read the fine print. That's all I'm saying. You're gonna sign contracts. You're gonna sign contracts one day, and it's just gonna be like, oh, like there's loopholes in here.
Lefty way of thinking. Must be. Chris kind of thinks like that too.
Yeah.
Mike's gonna find out his parental leave clawback is a lot larger than he originally thought.
My what?
I'm joking. We're saying we're docking your pay, even though none of us get paid, and we pay money to be on these platforms. No, I'm kidding.
No docking.
No docking of pay.
Phew.
But no, that's a great cue. That's a good one. Love that.
We may have to add that, Tim. We may have to add that into the repertoire, since we are, unfortunately, very close to retiring one of our questions out of both spite and out of just trying to switch stuff up.
I think it just drags. I mean, especially because like with guests on it gets us to the point where it's like an hour and a half, 2 hours, and I don't even know if anyone's listening at that point. But if they still are, they're like, "Great, I made it this far to listen to a pie cake question."
Timmy's just trying to have a little fun with a little pie and cake question.
I love the question in general, but I think we need to ask it earlier or not at all?
I haven't even been here for the last year, and I love it. I love it.
It's good. But that, like, I mean, just so we've had some crazy derailments that like we're at the hour 30 mark, and then that one question is asked, and we're at the 2 hour 10-minute mark at that point because we go down these rabbit holes.
Might be like a feeler question, like if we've been rolling and we just throw like real quickly throw it out there.
Yeah.
Imagine that we're talking about like golfing and like, oh, how did your career start? And then all of a sudden Tim goes, do you think a cake would be more offended to be called? They would be like, wait, what was like,
Timmy, keep working that magic upstairs, up top, in the brain. The questions you come up with, they're priceless.
Brilliant.
Dude, you guys, I heard a question. I don't know. I'm sure we have to go, but there was a question that was asked on another podcast that I had to share with you guys. It was incredible. I can't believe I didn't think of it. How many times when you step up to a par 3, you're in a foursome, how many times is the yardage said while you're on that hole?
How many times is the yardage of that hole said while you're on that hole?
On
so
a par
like
3.
what
Like,
how far away is it? Like it's
like
140.
165.
Yeah,
like how many times is 165? Yeah, at least 3 and a half might be the over.
I think it's every person tees off probably is like, what is it again? Like 140.
You got the guy at the cart who was on his phone. He's like, oh, what'd you guys hit or whatever? And then
yeah.
I think you also say it to yourself because you're like at your bag, you're like 165. So like if you're counting those, I think it's upwards of like 5 or 6.
We're counting those.
I would put it at least one per person. I'd put it at least one per person.
I say one. No, Timmy, if you're counting those little ones, murmurs to yourself.
The murmurs.
7.5, 8.5.
I thought it was a great question. I thought, just something you don't think of. 65, 165.
Yeah. I thought you were gonna ask how many times do you think of hitting a hole in one when you're on a par 3, and I'm like, every single time when I'm with Timmy. Every single time.
We learned that Brian hates it when I say another opportunity for a hole in one.
Yeah. or like, yeah, when we go into a scramble tournament, guys, there's seven par 3s on this course. You got 7 hole in one opportunities. Like, Tim, don't point it out. Now I'm thinking about it. That's all I can think about.
Playing a little executive course right there, having 7 par 3s. That's amazing. I would love that course.
Boom, firefly.
Yeah, Tim will be like, oh, we got 9 par 3s. Like, yeah, Tim, it's a par 3 course.
No, I would never say that. We don't. It wouldn't count. Hole in one would not count.
Ooh. I don't know if I agree with that though, Tim. I think if it's over 100 yards, it counts no matter what.
Yeah, but it's not.
Yeah, I was gonna say at Fairlawn, if you got a hole in one, Tim, you think you wouldn't say you would.
No, I would specify. I would say on a par 3 course.
Right, exactly. I got the hole in one, but on a par 3 course.
Yeah. There's always that. Yeah, you got to add that.
Yeah, but I think people would just be like, then they would just be like, yeah, that's still a hole in one. Like, even if it's at 110 yards or 100 yards, like it's still a hole in one. Went in.
Yeah. I mean,
and it's far enough out. It's far enough out.
Right.
Yeah. It's not a pitch and putt.
It's not like at an executive course, for example, like if it's a par 32 and you have, instead of a par, 35, like, wouldn't you say like that would still be a hole in one?
No, because when someone says, do you have a hole in one? And you say, yes, they're going to be like, which hole, which course, what club? I'm not saying Fairlawn Golf Club, 90 yards downhill lob wedge.
Hey, if you make a hole in one on that hole, that's I think I might side more with Brendan now because that's a hard friggin' shot.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I mean, we could keep going on that, but I do know we are hard pressed and it's okay.
Right.
But that's fine. We will. Don't worry, Tim. Remember this question. Remember that question. We're going to put it in our noggins. And we're actually going to remember it this time. We're not going to be like, don't save it for the next podcast. And then we still have that one unknown question that none of us ever remembered.
I already forgot it. What it was.
How far away does the par 3 have to be to count?
Boom. Down.
And on like a type of course. Perfect. All right, Mikey. Well,
Timmy, there's still one major question floating around in your head somewhere that you can't pin it. You can't pinpoint it. I remember coming off one podcast with you 2 years ago, and you said you had the best question. You're going to ask it the following week. We asked you the following week, and poof, It's
You couldn't
insane.
remember it.
You got to carry a notepad around with you. You got some unbelievable.
Just at all
like,
times.
your wheels are always turning.
It's on a card.
Yeah. It's like,
Now we're gonna get back next week. You're gonna be like, "Well, Shannon cleaned up the desk." She cleaned up the desk.
it's a graduation card I'm writing on for my friend Ryan.
Oh, that's
Hey,
unreal.
I love you guys. Good to be back with y'all. And don't rush for me, guys. I'm always late to everything. I appreciate you guys for.
Oh, Mikey, we didn't rush this. We're just happy you're here. This is the return of the mic. This is the return.
Brendan rants
of the
on Mike's comeback. Brendan rants on Mikey's comeback. That rant was great, Brendan.
On Mike's comeback. Brendan rants on Mike's comeback.
That's the title, Brendan, right there. And
Oh,
we got to get this foursome on the golf course ASAP.
oh, it's happening, baby. Don't you worry. We got to get.
We got to sign up. We got to sign up for the Nathan Parker Classic. It's already March,
sure
boys.
do.
I mean, Jeepus Crow.
That's I know that's.
We've got the Nathan Parker
Isn't it?
Classic. We have the
My Brother's Keeper.
We have the My Brother's Keeper.
I hope I can make that one.
Where's that? What weekend's that? I think is that the
I
September?
don't know yet. I got to figure
That was
that
in
one out.
September last year.
It was in September of last year. Yep. That's usually right around the time where Mikey goes back on parental leave, even if he does.
Blue jacket. Need that blue jacket.
We need
Cool.
the blue jacket. The
There's
blue
no
jacket
such
is
thing.
coming
There's
home
no
this year.
such thing as parental leave. There's no such thing.
I am going to practice so hard just for that stinking
Yeah.
blue jacket this year.
That simulator drive, Bren. That was as straight as an arrow.
Sure was. But anyways, gentlemen, excellent podcast. Excellent pod for Mikey to be back on. Return of the mic.
Thanks
And
to all you
Brendan
listeners.
rants.
Thanks to all you loyal listeners.
Absolutely. Remember to follow us on all social media platforms. We are at Duffin Up on pretty much everything. So make sure to get out there. We love you guys.
Duff it up.
Thank you so much. And now that we're back, we can go ahead and say it, baby. Get on out there and duff it up, baby.
Play better.
Whole everything.
There we go. We're back. We're officially back.